All right. So we have been discussing today about the integrated and embedded customer experience. And in my opinion, actually, embedded SME finance is all about that. And I think that this is the future of the SME lending, SME finance, because the better product is integrated into the customer ecosystem, into the customer platform. When they work every day, the better. The more they will use it, because if we have, or we're starting to have in the CEE region that in some countries we count 10 and more digital SME lenders or digital invoice finance providers. So for SME, for simple SME customer, this is not realistic to remember all the providers. They will probably remember one or two, check their websites, and this is it. So this is becoming, with increasing number of the digital providers, this is becoming difficult to check separately all the websites and apply for a loan or for invoice finance. So it already implement a separate digital product doesn't work. So you are the pioneers actually, all in your countries with the embedded SME finance, Hungary, Poland, and Czech Republic. And my first question to you will be, tell us shortly, what are your main products, your core products on this market? Vyacheslav, I will ask you because you prepared some slides to share, and then Jan and Ben.
Perfect, thank you. Where are the slides actually? I cannot hear them just yet.
You see them.
Perfect. Hi everyone, pleasure to be here, pleasure to present Pragma Group to you today. So Pragma Go, who we are a clear market leader in non-bank SME financing in Poland, especially in embedded finance segment. And we are building a regional champion in SME finance in the CEE region, as we are currently executing our expansion strategy outside Poland. So we started in Poland, but we are actually working as we speak on expansion to several new markets in the CEE, and hopefully I will be able to share some exciting news very soon. In terms of our core products, actually we have several embedded finance products in our portfolio. The main ones are so-called merchant cash advance and B2B buy now, pay later. Merchant cash advance is our main product in the embedded finance. This is a digital loan to SMEs. This is a fully automated, very simple, very fast product that is tailored to SME needs, taking into consideration their size, their processes, their capacity to apply and manage debt products, and also the distribution of the product. As you can see on the right-hand side, there are logos of our partners, and for example, Allegro or PEP, which is part of Nexi Group, those are our distribution partners. Merchant Cash Advance is a white label solution for our distribution partners. And through our partners, we get access to the merchants. From the partner perspective, it's fully embedded, fully integrated, API-based with a dedicated UX solution. And from the merchant perspective, is a simple, fully automated loan. It works on the basis of pre-limits. So we are not merely telling merchants that, dear merchants, you may get some financing, but we analyze them, and before communicating with them, we know how much money we want to offer them, and we show them real financing offer. And in terms of repayment, depending on the type of the client, if we have access to cash flow or not, then it may be a form of revenue-based financing with repayment taking form of percentage of daily turnover, or it's an installment product. And the second product is buy now, pay later, but purely for B2B customers. Our main partners there are Allegro and several specialized B2B marketplaces in Poland. Couple of numbers, not to speak theoretically about the products, but to show you what it really means in reality. Those are selected results for the entire portfolio of embedded finance, which is dominated by the merchant cash advance and BNPL. We have over 3,000 clients. We're growing strong double digits since the inception of this business line several years ago. Those are the results, the most recent ones which were published. We've already financed close to 50 million euro in the 9 months of this year, so the result for full year will be even better. And given the majority of these loans are actually 12 months products, so the portfolio currently for both BNPL and MCA stands also at around 50 million euro. In terms of the client size and client type, you can see the segmentation. We really focus on the SMEs and actually on the very small merchants, and this is our main advantage, that we are able to profitably service even small ticket transactions. You can see our average is around 6,000 euros per transaction. And in terms of main advantages to our partners and merchants, for partners, it's clear value-added service. They use it for retention and for acquisition, and it's an important revenue share and revenue income for them. And from the merchant perspective, the focus is on very simple, very fast product. Time to yes is 90 seconds, and it's hassle-free after the drawdown. And of course, you need to be strong financially to cooperate with such big partners like Allegro or Nexi Group. And those are selected figures about Pragma. So we have balance sheet in excess of 100 million euro. We have well-diversified funding base. We are profitable. And actually, what is important, we have our own software house with over 40 people which are working on IT products development and integrations. Thank you.
Thank you, Vyacheslav. Jan, what about Lemonero?
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me here, Jan. Thanks. Good to meet you. Basically, Lemonero, we are a digital lending platform for SMBs. We have the same product like Vyacheslav just currently presenting, so I don't have to explain so much. So thanks for it. So we are the market leader, #1 player in Czech Republic and Slovakia. We are based in Prague. We founded that company 5 years back. We were backed by Société Générale as minority investor and credit facilitator. We work with all major players on the Czech and Slovakian market, from acquiring partners, marketplaces, and e-commerce platforms. And also we opened the Benelux not so long time back, and then now we're also expanding across the CEE and also Southern Europe. The core product for us is the merchant's cash advance. When we serve, I think 90% of the portfolio, rest of it is the standard term loan, with fixed installments. But we have a bit different vision, except of Pragma. We have our vision is we want to increase and cover the 5 more important financial services for SMBs, which means the lending. Last week we've launched cash flow analytics and cash flow insights to help them to manage the cash flow, which will follow with AI-driven chatbot that will help them to understand and work with the data much better. And then we want to deploy another 3 verticals, meaning merchants accounts, business cards, credit cards, and insurance. So core vision is to build a full scope digital platform powered by AI. And that's also the reason we act with 2 business models. On one hand, we act as a lender. We call it lending as a service, that we provide the financing directly. We have loans on our balance sheet through distribution partners. And the second model is that we started to offer our platform as a SaaS solution for banks, our banks and acquirers together. And this is the solution we want to expand across the Europe and pan-European region. So we have big plans here. And that's it. In terms of the onboarding process, I think we will discuss it later. So thanks a lot.
Benjamin.
Yeah, then quickly introducing myself as well. So I'm Ben from PastPay, and Pragma a little bit had some spoilers here about the product. So you're combining the 2 worlds actually. So we are actually doing B2B BNPL as well. So we are based in Hungary. We are the first and only player from the Hungarian market actually doing this. We started out with a digital factoring product, which we distributed with an embedded finance strategy actually. And we quickly realized that, the B2B e-commerce market is very, very similar to that, where you have also instantaneous invoicing. And we quickly created a payment product essentially from the traditional factoring, arriving at the buzzword of B2B BNPL. But at the end of the day, behind the scenes, it's traditional factoring in a digital code. So we are currently working in 9 countries. Majority still is in Hungary of the volumes. We're working together with large merchants such as MediaMarkt, for instance. They have a very strong B2B leg, and we are actually expanding also across the CE region primarily. And about the product we will speak later then, I guess.
You said you are the only provider of the embedded, let's say, SME lending in Hungary. Do you feel this will change? Do you feel that the competition will come to that market? And also, Vyacheslavian, do you feel the competition on your main markets in these products?
Well, we are in a good position in Hungary because it's a very regulated market. So it's one of the most regulated Hungarian markets. It took us almost 2 years to get the proper licenses in place and everything up and running. So it's a huge overhead for everybody else entering. Of course, with the passporting of the EU, this might become easier, but so long factoring hasn't been really involved under this passporting scheme. So we have this kind of defense in place, but of course, markets are growing, borders are getting less and less significant. So I guess the competition across CE will intensify. But I don't know how you see it.
So let me start with Poland. This is our core market now. Apart from embedded, we also have a factoring business, which is roughly half of the portfolio. In Poland, the competition is very fierce in the factoring sector. You know, the banks are very strong, but also there are very active, very good competitors from the non-banking space. Despite that, we are managing to, focusing on our product, on our customer, we're managing to grow nicely. In terms of embedded finance, the situation actually is much better because it's a different product, it's a relatively young product. So in Poland, I would say, of course, certain competitors are present, but luckily for us, we managed to, occupy the market before them. So in Poland, I would say not so much. And then now we are looking at several other markets in the CE. Of course, we have Jan. Jan is strong in Czech Republic and Slovakia. So inevitably, we're always compared to Jan when we talk to potential partners. And that's fine because it's a healthy situation. Actually, it creates demand, and I think looking at the financing gap for SMEs, there should be enough space for us and Jan and Ben to be present on the market. And we're also looking at Romania. And for example, in Romania, the situation is you need a license, and this is one of the main obstacles for anybody who is trying to enter the market. So hopefully we will be in Romania soon, and I wouldn't say there is much competition just yet. And for the big guys from Western Europe, I think for them it's our markets are just too small. Apart from Poland maybe, but the rest of the CE for them is just too small. So I don't think they will be entering anytime soon.
Small and fragmented. And sorry, just on the competition side, I think it's very healthy that there is competition because SME financing education is actually a very important topic. And the more we are actually present and the more players spend money on doing that, the better the situation becomes.
Yes, and the better is the access to SME finance. Yeah.
I think I also say I agree with the guys, but look, I think that back to your question, in general, sure, I think the countries in Europe, they're unregulated for B2B financing. It's always easier to step in. So naturally higher competition right there. So I think all of us mentioned, look, we're expanding heavily across the CE, so sooner or later we will fight each other in some markets, which is like, I want to kill you, but I like you are there. So is this a situation like this? But as guys mentioned, it's standard. Is it I think the basics of capitalism. So thank God for that. Donald Trump has a different policy. I think he wants to close the borders for all the European goods, 20%. So just kidding. So I think that that's like this. And for the countries, I have one hope that in the future, hopefully, the EU will harmonize the regulation. That is going to be the most important step for the fintechs and for the consumers, on the companies on the other side. And I pray for that. because I think nowadays this is one of the biggest issues for any fintech if you want to expand across to Europe. The first thing, and second thing, in our I think situation, if you're on one hand there is 150 billion euros missing on yearly basis in SME market in Europe, so there's plenty of space for us and for the new players.
More players.
Where we struggle in embedded finance, you have to fight for a distribution partner. So, and there is not so many. So I think this is like two, let's say, fields that we'll play, both of us, all of us, and that's it. So that's how I see that.
What is the approval rate with all of you? Like, which % of the customers receive yes or receive the finance after applying?
It really depends of the portfolio, right? If you target if you have a partner who have like super micro businesses with short history or like very low revenue, monthly and annual revenues of these businesses, it could be around 40%,
Okay.
like 30%, 40%, right? So
Okay.
if these businesses are bigger, it could be 80, 90%, right? So like it really depends. It's a very general question. For us, it's important that we are able to fund a company with 3 months history only and 1K monthly revenue, 1K euro monthly revenue. So this is just two important numbers of the accessibility of the financing. Yeah, that's it.
Nothing to it really.
Okay.
It's the same situation.
Ben?
Well, yeah, in the B2B BNPL product, it's a bit different. So there we can generally approve quite a lot of limits, really mostly independent of the sector. So we see that the average approval rate moves somewhere between 75 to 90%.
Okay.
So there are some tendencies in the sectors, but what we find a little bit harder to score because it's more a B2C dynamic is the world of sole entrepreneurs because, yeah, they have a different kind of logic, a different kind of operating, and it requires a little bit different kind of mindset. So this is where actually we could become a bit stronger.
Actually, I just thought about one thing that
Yes.
I would like to mention. So, you know, that there are different levels of conversion rates or approvals, as you call them, because, yeah, you can look at it as a, you know, population of merchants from the partner and then how much you finance, but the layers are as follows. Firstly, you need to look at the entire population, and depending on the type, you know, on the profile of this population, you can cover a certain percentage. That what Jan said, you know, maybe 40%, maybe 90%. And then it's about the penetration rate and ramp up. You know, over time you're onboarding more and more merchants, and this is very important, how fast you can go. And then the third crucial element, and we will talk about it, further question, what is the driver for conversion? Because then it really, one thing is how many merchants you are able to, you know, reach, and to how many merchants you want to show your offer.
Yes.
But then it's also a matter of how well are you able to convert those merchants into your clients, because this is where a lot of the conversion process, and what Jan mentioned is very important, bureaucracy. You know, all the requirements, all the documents you need to submit, all the checks you need to do. This is just the killer for the conversion, and this is the main driver which all of us are focusing on into improving.
All right. What is the main factor for the successful SME finance? You mentioned partners, Jan. Maybe this is technology. Actually, this smooth integration with the partners. What would you call as the main factor?
I think it's a combination. First one is that you need a partner, right?
Sure.
If you're embedded, so you have to be successful in that, so you need a partner. So
A motivated partner to
exactly. If you
earn
want to,
that.
I think the key motivation for the partner is like, in general, let's say two things. They understand the value of the product. They say, look, I understand that merchants want that kind of product, and it's an added value product for them. I think, thank God, this like market adaptation of this product is like it's increasing during the time, definitely. And second thing is like, okay, guys, my roadmap is fully booked for 24 years ahead. So show me how, you know, how hard is like integrate you. So if you need very like low maintenance and super low cost integration for the partner's perspective, and they must understand the value. But except of this, I think that core thing is to, just very briefly, first of all, if you're fully or partially embedded, it's also, if you're fully embedded in an ecosystem, and we offer like all of these types of integration. But the best thing is that you have to, if you're fully embedded, the results are the best because the core process is like fully embedded, super smooth, and that must be digital, automated, blah 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 blah. So that must be covered. And also super important is how the partner ecosystem is able to promote you. If they want notifications, mailing, all these things, or it's just a banner, it's just very sensitive for these things, right? So the marketing promotion, like the product marketing promotion, and the, let's say, product integration, how seamless product, how the not only onboarding but also the integration is super important. What we see from the results. And last but not least is what Vyacheslav mentioned, that is like in Czech Republic it could be quite easy to onboard a client because there's not so hard requirements for onboarding. But for example, in Germany, where you have to do mandatory video call during the KYB process, it's a bit different situation, right? So that's it. But that's just a summary of what I see as a thing.
Vyacheslav, do you have something to add?
Yeah. So, Jan, thank you. I agree with what you said in respect of the partner, in respect of the common activities, promotion. From our perspective, where we actually spend, I would say, almost as much time as developing the solution, is actually we are focusing on the merchant. So there are two particular elements in our process which are super crucial. The first one is the pre-limit. So the communication to the merchant, the point of attraction to the company, that they see the real offer, the real money, and they can get it very quickly. So that's the beauty of it. But for that, it's cooperation of the partner is required, and what Jan calls fully embedded solution. And we are fully embedded with this large integration distribution partners. This is the first moment when merchant clicks on this button, right? And then magic happens. So you can your process will make it or break it. In Poland, as I said, time to yes is 90 seconds. We are integrated with pretty much all the databases which are available. We are working constantly with partners to get as much data as possible and to process it in a very efficient way. That very few things are required from the merchant to get yes. So we are not asking for banking statements. We are not asking for tax returns. We are not asking to make a picture with your ID and things like that. Thanks God, this is possible in Poland. In some countries, it's simply not possible. And this is one of the main drivers of your conversion, because you can have beautiful partner, you can have beautiful IT solution, but if merchant is overwhelmed by your conversion process, it will not work.
How long, from your experience, the customer or the merchant can wait for a decision? Is 90 seconds perfect time, or in other countries they are really ready to wait longer?
I think they can wait a bit longer, depends how desperate they are. But it's not about the time as such, it's just the amount of documents or things you're asking. So if you need to upload 20 PDFs,
you skip it.
You start to think if I really need this or not.
Ben, what's your experience?
Well, for our core business, it's a little bit different, because we have actually two sides to serve very strongly. So one is the merchant, and they are completely agree with the guys that of course integration, ease of integration, how you're servicing the merchant, and basically how you can get into that point. But basically that's just a distribution channel, so to say. We have to access as many buyers as possible, and this is actually where the challenge comes in, because via the merchant you have indirect access to the buyers who you're onboarding, and here you have to pay attention on how you can get those kind of buyers. And here I believe the philosophy of embedded finance really kicks in, that it's not like a B2B BNPL or factoring product that you want to sell them. It's you want to enable them to purchase, like in car leasing. It's not the leasing product they want, it's a car that they want at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So they shouldn't even realize it's actually a factoring journey that they are taking part in, but they are just being serviced via an embedded solution.
They're receiving money right now. Yes.
Exactly. And this is what we're working on daily to, with the support of the merchants, with the marketing materials and so on, to get these buyers onto the platform and give them the best buyer experience as possible, and this way being a sales enabler.
Do we have some questions to the panel in the audience? All right. So if no questions, then I have a final wrap-up question to all of you. How you predict embedded SME finance or SME lending or SME finance will look in 5-10 years? What are your predictions? Jan, you ready to answer?
I think that very briefly, I think we are, let's call it like, in embedded lending area, I think we are like embedded lending 1.0, meaning that it's primarily, let's say, sales-centric situation, meaning that our best case is that, look, in terms of the, let's say, what customers, what partners can offer, is that if you are fully embedded with pre-approved offers, it takes seconds to receive the binding offer, and if you finish the onboarding in less than 5 minutes, fully digitally online, which is our experience, that works the best. And this is the best, I think, situation on the market right now. But I think that we will move from the sales-centric to, let's call it, I don't know, platform-centric or more like customer-centric era, where it's not only be like customized, tailor-made loan driven by the data from your cash flow and fully embedded in the ecosystem. But I think that and our goal is like to build a platform that will be like invisible partner for financial services of this specific merchant. And we want to be more integrated in the workflows, in the more data of this, let's say, call it distribution partner. And we want to offer the right financial product in the right time, tailor-made, super smooth digitally, to help them to solve the problem. That's, I think, from my point of view, the vision and the future of embedded finance at all. Because I agree with what Ben said, is absolutely that it's not about the financial product. It's about fixing the need, the problem that merchant, and they just need the money. Right? I need the money to do something. So let's help them with that.
Yeah, would be perfect. Vyacheslav, what's your prediction?
Well, I hope for all our sakes that we will grow substantially and we will bridge this gap at least a bit more than it is today. I can tell you what we are working on right now and hopefully where we will be in 5 years. On top of what Jan said, I agree that you need to be developing your solution, as always. With technology, you cannot lag behind. But I think in the embedded space, first of all, I hope that with unification of requirements for onboarding processes, that we will see much more seamless processes for merchants across various types of products and various types of distribution partners. And also, I think distribution partners, what Jan said, one of the biggest challenges is the just amount of these partners on the market. And we are trying to find new ones which are not that obvious or are more challenging than your obvious candidates, like e-commerce platforms like PSPs, for example. We have new integration in Poland with one of the largest independent fuel retailers, and we are financing their B2B fleet customers with both loan and BNPL products. We are, in some countries, we have very interesting discussions with larger players who cover HoReCa sectors. And the situation is that you have a lot of merchants, but we all know how restaurants and cafes, especially small ones, how they treat financial reporting, what they show, what they don't show. So then you have companies which are specialized in this type of businesses. They know how to read the statements, show you through picture, and you need to be brave enough and smart enough to really look at them and say, okay, I can try to make it work, and also approach them with my offer because I know what the real situation is. So it's really expanding on top of improving your solution, expanding the universe of your partners.
Yeah, Ben?
Well, yeah, my answer will not be that exciting. I think on the customer journey side, we are already thinking towards the right direction, and in kind of 5 years, we will, via trial and error, get to like a really good customer journey, be it on the merchant side, be it on the buyer side. I believe what's going to be exciting to see in 5 years, how these kind of embedded strategies turned out after, probably a stronger economic downturn, how the underwriting processes were, how the collection processes functioned after the very sexy embedded finance module, real-time scoring and everything. And this will be the proper test whether we did things right or not, because in good times where there are generally low defaults, it's easy to say that we have an outstanding credit scoring model. Now will be the test on how we are actually functioning in this kind of environment, and if we can really do this properly in an embedded way as well, just as in a traditional way before.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And in 5 years, you are invited to the conference and to the panel. Let's discuss it. Thank you very much to my panel, Benjamin, Vyacheslav, and Jan. Thank you.